Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to be doing episode 2 of the Brack Chat podcast. We're going to be getting into the videos that I did last week on the channel. And we are also going to be talking about the Lego Pirate Bay set that is getting released. So we're going to have a little discussion about that. Try to get everybody all nice and excited for that, as well as we will also discuss the new information about COPPA and the FTC and YouTube and all that, my current thoughts for this week, because it is ever changing. But before we get into all of that, let me just say, if you like this video or any other videos on my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. You guys know all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification, and we'll be getting into it here shortly. All right, let me just start with the boring stuff. Let's kind of get this stuff out of the way. And there's been a new update that the FTC put out, a new blog post, which a lot of YouTubers have been discussing that, and I read over it as well. And it seems like that there's the possibility that things might not be as bleak as previously thought they would be. Now, it's not saying that everything is just hunky-dory and A-okay either, but this is clearly still unfolding, and there's a lot of subtle nuances and things of that nature. So I'm just going to kind of play things by ear and see how everything unfolds and develops. I'm kind of the opinion that I think if we follow YouTube's algorithm, which they are telling us what videos that we have on our channel are designated for kids, then I think that I might be all right there, which makes me happy, because the vast majority of my viewers are not even in teens. I mean, we're talking like late 20s to like 40 range. So my age range tends to be far and away like 60% of my viewers, if not more. Which, considering that's my age range as well, that's probably pretty appropriate there. So I'm just gonna, keep on going, stay true, and do the kind of content that I've been doing of late. This podcast will continue, and I will also be doing Lego videos on Friday and possibly Saturday if I have 2 videos available for the week. But I will definitely be doing ones on Friday. So you can expect the podcast on Monday and a Lego video on Friday. If I have a non-Lego video, it'll probably come around Wednesdays. And then if I have a bonus Lego video for the week, that will be on Saturday. And the bonus ones just kind of depend on how big the first video was, how long it took me to make, etc. Because typically what happens is I go downstairs to my Lego display, and I get into things, and as I'm trying to walk everybody through the progress that I'm making on the display, step by step, change by change. And so as a result, it tends to produce more videos, because then I can just pull out my camera and record the changes that I've made, that day. And some days I'll be down there most of the days, so I might be able to do videos for 2 or 3 changes that I've done. And so that's kind of how it all goes. But if it's a big video, meaning 10 minutes or more, that might be the only video for a week. But I have a couple of 3-minute and 5-minute videos coming out, so those will definitely be a Monday or a Friday and a Saturday kind of thing. And then let me just say, as far as the video quality goes, when I first got back into doing the Lego videos here, I was using the camera that I had that I filmed all of my old footage from. And the reason I liked it is because I had a tripod I could hold as I'm walking through the display, and it tended to hold things a little bit, kept the camera less shaky. But it's been a little bit since I've done a lot of these big Lego display stuff, and that camera only produces in 720p, whereas it's everybody makes content in at least 1080, if not higher now. And so I noticed that as I was moving the camera, it would take a little bit for it to focus, and so every time it moved, if I moved too fast, it made things a little bit blurry, and I really was not liking how that was turning out. So I just pulled out my cell phone and filmed some things on that, and found that it is better that way. The only problem is I don't have the tripod anymore. I'm literally holding the camera by my hand, and so I have to get a little bit more creative, and with my editing techniques, and cut out things that are definitely on the blurry side and just straight remove those. And so I'm kind of working on things as I go, is the long and short of it. But the reason I'm telling you guys all this is that the videos that I shot that are coming out this week, they were shot with the old camera, and you won't start seeing the new videos until next week, I believe. So bear with me there. The videos, I'm a little bit disappointed in the quality of the videos coming this week, unfortunately, but just bear with me, because there are higher quality ones coming in the very near future. Like I said, probably next week, if I remember, because typically one of the good things that I like about this podcast is I can tell you where I'm at currently as of the release of this podcast, because the videos tend to be a week, at least 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks behind where I'm at in my actual life and building and the display and etc. So just bear with me there. And to wrap up the whole YouTube FTC COPPA stuff, it's just, all I can say is I'm keeping my eyes and ears open and listening to what everybody's had to say. I've watched Jang Brick's videos on this topic. If you haven't seen his, he has some good ones. He definitely seems pretty scared and worried and concerned, which he has every right to be. I mean, this is how he makes his living, I would assume, where I'm not quite there. While I am technically a professional YouTuber because they do pay me, it is not anything that I'm supporting my family or anything like that on. It is still more in the hobby type of range. And in all honesty, we make a lot more money in our Bricklink store selling Lego than we do on the YouTube channel. But I would still like to see the YouTube stuff make more, but I guess that's on me remaining consistent and producing videos on a weekly basis, because that seems to be the number one trick. Is you got to make videos every week to keep people engaged. So there we are with all of that. Now let's move on to something that I've been really wanting to talk to you guys about, and I'm excited. It's the Pirate Bay set that Lego is going to be releasing sometime within the calendar year of 2020. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, we haven't seen the official images for it. All we have is the ones that were put on the Lego Ideas, which were the fan model version. So Lego is going to alter it a little bit compared to the official released images, but that's okay. This kind of reminds me of the Lego fishing store, which I do own, and it was the same kind of thing. They did make some subtle changes, but the final set ended up being absolutely great. So I expect nothing less than that with the Pirate Bay. And I already have a spot in my layout reserved for it, and I've heard some people say that they plan on buying 2 of them, which, you know, if you can do that, more power to you. I think it's pretty good as is, but let me see the final images. If I do end up buying a second version, it might be if I think that it's something that could potentially be viable for my Bricklink store. But I'm just personally excited for a new Lego Pirates set of any sort and fashion, because they are just few and far between. And you know, my channel here, I tend to be one of the authorities on this topic on YouTube. There's not a lot of YouTubers that are specifically geared more towards pirates and castle and stuff like that. It's City and Star Wars and superheroes tend to be more of the bigger channels, tend to gravitate towards those topics more, which that stuff just doesn't interest me all that much. I mean, I like the city stuff, but I'm pretty picky about that as well. But if there's news on pirates and there's news on castles, you can definitely expect me to be picking up all of that. And so with this set coming, it's big news for me. It's big news for a lot of my viewers, and I look forward to reading everybody's comments and thoughts on that. It's a really big deal. And so there we are with that. And then finally, let me just wrap up this video by talking about last week's videos that I put up, and that was on my pirate ships. I had a video come out about releasing that on Saturday, and then last Friday I had the bridge mock that I did, and I've really been pleased with the overall viewership on the pirate ships coming back. That's been nice to see more people clicking on to that, which there will be more videos on that stuff in the near future, probably sooner as opposed to later, just because as I said earlier, I filmed that with my older camera, and so I need to maybe do another one shortly with the newer camera to hopefully get some better views and clearer images and all of that. You know, really be able to see what's going on, not just on the broader sense, but you know, in close as well. And then the bridge mock, I got a few comments, people talking about how they like how I did that video, kind of showing how it progressed, and I like that as well, and I hope to do more stuff like that. Part of the reason why I will or won't, I will because it's fun to do, and it seems like a little bit of a unique idea. But the problem that I run into with it is I get into something and then I forget to do the progress on it, and then I'm almost near the end and I'm like, oh shoot, I should have, you know, recorded some of this, but now it's kind of too late. And I don't like to take things apart once I've started building, especially when it comes to mocks. Like I have one coming up, I believe next week, a pretty big pirate related mock, and I should have done that mock like I did the bridge one. In retrospect, the reason why I didn't is because I was basically doing a lot of free building and figuring out things as I went, and so for me to say, well, I'm planning on doing this and then this and then kind of scrap that as you know, an hour later, made it a little bit difficult, so I ended up not doing it for that video. But nonetheless, it's a pretty exciting mock coming up, So that'll be another thing. I actually have, with that, I don't want to burst, let the cat out of the bag as far as that mock goes. I'll let that be a little bit of a surprise. But I do have another video on the St. Mary coming up as well, because I made some changes to that, so I thought it would be time to do a video just dedicated to that. So between those two, I have a couple of definite pirate themed mocks that are coming in the very near future, so you guys can look forward to those as well. And then also coming is going to do some stuff with my trains down in my city. I have been bouncing back and forth between like the pirate area and the city area. Whatever strikes my fancy at that particular day or moment is where I've been concentrating my building time. But I have some really exciting things going on with the trains and stuff too that I can't wait to show you guys. That'll be pretty cool stuff as well. So I hope you guys can help out my city and trains and all that just as much as you do with like the pirates and all that, because trying to show everything what's going on here, as well as this week I have a video coming out about my Lord of the Rings section, which in the past on my display it was kind of tied in with the castle and pirate stuff, where now we've officially made a Lord of the Rings section for our display. And we also have an official Harry Potter section for our display. But the Harry Potter one is heavily under construction. And I'll have to talk to Mrs. Mikey J Productions on about what she wants me to show on that as of right now. I would think, because basically what she does, she gets 2 of all of the sets, like we did with the Hogwarts Express. We get 2 of all of them, and then she builds a grander version of what Lego had in mind with the original set. So with like the castle, she has a really great hall that really kind of dwarfs the original one. And she's working on a Quidditch mock, a big Quidditch area. And then, but as far as like showing off the castle, the clock tower set that Lego released, we have 2 of those that she's going to be building, but she's not getting those until Christmas. I mean, we have them already, but she's not actually opening them and working on them until after Christmas. So I don't know that now is the time to be showing off our Hogwarts castle as of yet. That might be something come the first of the year kind of range. But I know that she wanted something that was maybe not quite as grand as the Disney castle, but at least somewhat comparable. It's not something that looked all silly in comparison, because right by our Harry Potter section, right to like one side of it is the Disney castle, so you don't want the Disney castle to kind of dwarf the Hogwarts castle. And then directly across from it I have the Tower Orthanc and the Lord of the Rings section, and so it's like between Orthanc and the Disney castle you got 2 pretty grand structures there. And so we wanted to have a Hogwarts that was definitely on the same par, in the same ballpark with the other ones. And it really has turned out well, and I can't wait to see what she does with the actual clock tower. And I don't know if Lego plans on releasing any more sets for that, but I mean, I guess we'll wait and see. So it's definitely better than the micro build one that they released, which we were both kind of severely disappointed with that. Micro build stuff is just kind of blah, in my opinion. But so I just wanted to say that we have the Hogwarts section, Lord of the Rings section, we have our city, and then we have our pirate / castle section. We kind of incorporated the pirates and castle into one, because they kind of overlap to some degree, and there's not enough of either theme to just do individual. It was better combining it. So those are kind of my thoughts and everything that's going on as of today. And thanks everybody for tuning in and listening to this podcast. I know it's a little bit different, maybe a little bit harder to get through than some of my other videos, and I'm going to continue to show the video game footage on the screen while I'm doing these chats, but I think I'm going to mix in some other stuff too, like you have seen in this video, just to try to make it interesting and mix things around. But I definitely wanted to keep it more adult oriented, and I think that the video game footage definitely helps with that, because again, I have to mix the line between I'm trying to go for all audiences, not just geared towards children or not just geared towards adults. So the thin line between love and hate here, so they say. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. And stay tuned for more Lego videos coming on Mikey J Productions. Take care, everybody, and have a great day.